I first met Ron in 1978 when I filed the first mesothelioma case that arose out of Pearl Harbor Naval Shipyard. I met Ron and about 10 other asbestos lawyers back then, and Ron was a natural leader even then. Ron and his magic personality took charge of everything, and at the end of the meeting invited me to go back to Barnwell, South Carolina with him. Well, I was there. I learned everything I could at that point in time and started working with Ron. But before I left, I had the pleasure of meeting Ron's senior partner, Mr. Solomon Blott. And Mr. Blott, who had been in the House of Representatives for 53 years and was a legend in his own time, shared with me how he was afraid that Ron might actually bankrupt the firm with all of those out-of-state long-distance calls. Well, needless to say, Ron surmounted that and many other struggles. Along the way, Ron became an extremely formidable litigator. His skills that he developed led to success, and after decades brought the giant asbestos industry to its knees for what it did to American workers. He took those skills and translated those to an industry that had been unassailable, was beyond any attack beforehand. That was the tobacco industry. With his legal strategy, incredible intellect, and dogged determination was the legal power and the legal leader behind the scenes that brought the tobacco industry to the bargaining table. That achieved the finest hour for trial lawyers in the United States. Ron Motley's achievements stand alone. No other trial lawyer in the history of the United States has achieved such profound effect because of litigation. I have been very fortunate to work with Ron professionally and consider him my best friend for over 3 decades. Thank you, Ron, for all that you have done for workers across the country, their families, consumers, and as a representative of the trial bar. You are truly, truly outstanding, and I can think of no one else in this country that's more deserving from a Lifetime Achievement Award than you, Ron. Congratulations.
My career in mass tort litigation began in 1976 when I began representing asbestos victims. That they had no duty to do anything because the public knows that cigarettes do cause cancer.
Wipe that smirk off your face!
Hollywood has heard of him.
Wiseman's deposition will be part of this record. And I'm going to take my witness's testimony whether the hell you like it or not.
I would say Ron Motley is the Mick Jagger of plaintiff's lawyers.
Attorney General went straight to the chief negotiator for the tobacco companies and said, "We are not leaving our wounded on the beach. You let Jeff Wigand go free, or you guys head on back to New York. You won't have a settlement." 5 minutes later, torturing Jeff Wigand was no longer so important. We shook hands.
We just had a heck of a fight about what we think is a true American hero, Jeffrey Wigand.
And there was Jeff Wigand, the standing applause from the attorneys general and the media. And that was the proudest moment outside of a courtroom I've ever had.
As it was said by Senator Hollins from the floor of the United States Congress, Ron Motley has done more for public health than the last 2 Surgeon Generals added up together.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Ron Motley. I'm a lawyer from Charleston, South Carolina, and I am lead trial counsel for this case that was brought this morning on behalf of over 600 families who suffered losses as a result of the atrocities of September the 11th.
Some of these organizations are just huge. Can you really go after enough assets worldwide to disable them financially?
We're going to give our best shot, sir. We'll leave no stone unturned, I can assure you that.
Sarah was a hard-working, intelligent, beautiful young lady. And you have confirmed the great purpose of the last 30 minutes of Sarah's life.
Congratulations to my good friend and mentor, Ron Motley, on this prestigious award. It's so well deserved. Most people don't realize, but Ron Motley has tried more cases in more jurisdictions and gotten more plaintiff's verdicts than any other lawyer in the history of the United States, going back all the way to Abraham Lincoln. And that's something to be said.
Well, Sergeant Motley, this is General Mike Moore talking to you. I understand they're about to give you a big award, and I'd have to say it's well deserved. I remember meeting Ron probably 30 years ago with a good friend of both of ours, Gerald Maples. They were practicing law on some common cases, fighting the asbestos industry. And I remember walking into a courtroom in Jackson County. I was a young district attorney at the time, and Ron was trying a case down in Pascagoula, Mississippi, and I heard he was supposed to be some kind of spectacular lawyer, so I wanted to go see, because I thought I was a pretty good lawyer too at the time. And I walked in and watched Ron cross-examine a witness down in the courtroom, and to say I was impressed would be quite an understatement. Ron was magical in the courtroom. He was spellbinding. He had the jurors crying, he had the jurors laughing, but most importantly, he had the jurors going his way. Ron Motley is a lawyer's lawyer. He's got a heart as big as his state of South Carolina. He has done more good things for more people and they'll never know about it. I remember when Katrina hit my state, I reached out to Ron and Joe and some of the guys in South Carolina, and they sent down truckloads of items to help the people on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I remember when we took on the tobacco industry. I wanted to put together the best team that I could put together in the entire nation, and of course Sergeant Motley, as I called him and he called me General Moore, was part of that team, and frankly was the lead litigator on the team. And of course he and his firm ended up representing some 20-25 states across America, and are responsible, in my view, for winning that case for us, and for probably saving more lives than any lawyers have ever saved in the history of this country. Ron, you've been a great friend. You've been an inspiration to me. I can't say enough good about you. So today I think what I'm going to do is give you a field promotion from Sergeant to 4-star General. You're an outstanding person, an outstanding lawyer, an outstanding friend, and you're certainly worthy of this Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations, my friend.
Ron Motley is quite simply the best courtroom trial lawyer in America. And I should know. 25 years of sitting next to the best and the brightest in the plaintiffs and the defense bar, and still Ron Motley shines above them all. His passion, his wit, his ability to turn a phrase has endeared him to American jurors throughout the country. Many years ago, we were walking out of a courthouse after a trial had ended or settled, and a gentleman who had been in the jury pool, in fact, I think he had just sat through jury selection, not even the trial, approached Ron Motley and said, as he shook his hand, "Sir, you make me proud to be an American." It is that style, that performance, that passion, that work ethic, that concentration that allowed Ron Motley to change the way lawyers function in a courtroom and litigation is handled in this country.